Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin Starr, a 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno!
Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
Welcome to the LEO podcast. We are still called that, and we're still here. I'm here. I'm still your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Braggley, Braggley. Rough start. It's a Thursday, which we don't usually record on a Thursday, so I'm going to blame it on that. Here with my co-host Brandon. You can find him on Twitter. It's at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. What's up, Brando?
We still have a coach. We're not a stepping stone program. We still have our coach. We're not a stepping stone program.
We'll talk about that in a little bit because I'm not sure that I'm okay with that. But something I am okay with is not having Seth, and he's not here today. He's packing or something for some weird trip on some cheap airline that he's taking to Florida with his work people. So, but if you want to block him, it's at SayTop5, SETAH5. I can assure you this much, and you've been warned as of today. If you have not blocked him, now is the time to do it. Reason being is Purdue thinks they're good at basketball, and there's some other stuff that he's either going to be complaining about or excited about as far as the football side of it goes. So block him now. Again, it's at SayTop5, SETAH5. He's not here to defend himself, so this will be very fun. Brandon, anything you want to add before we get started?
No, we're gonna get into the fun stuff. We're gonna have to cover some stuff that we have to. I don't know if you've announced what we're covering, but we are doing recap, a season recap.
Yeah,
along
kind of
the same lines
general.
of how we do post game.
Yeah.
We're gonna follow the same outline.
Yeah, not anything crazy detailed where we're breaking down individual games or
No.
anything like that yet.
No.
We will just do a kind of a brief overview of what we would do on a post game, what went right, what went wrong, stocks up, stocks down. I don't even know if we should revisit our predictions because I think all of us had us going to at least whatever was called the Outback Bowl now. I can't remember what it's called, some sort of insurance company, I think. But either way, we'll get started. We are here to talk about the 2022 IU football season that ended 4-8 after a promising 3-0 start, 2-7 Big Ten record. And Brandon, this is just a random off the side here question. If I were to tell you, well, maybe not, I wouldn't even say that, but how many 4-win seasons has IU had where they've even won 2 Big Ten games?
Not any that I would probably imagine. I'd imagine it was a sweep of non-con and then a 1-8 Big Ten record.
Yeah. So I don't know that for sure, but it just seemed weird. Like 2-7 is not a good Big Ten record, but for 4 wins to have 2 of them in conference
against two rivals.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah,
that's right. No, it's right. I don't know. For some reason, I forgot that we played Illinois first. So I was trying to figure out, did we win 5 games? But no, we didn't. 4-8. 102nd in the country record-wise. I'm assuming we're tied with a few people. I'll go through real quick on stats, or maybe I'll let Brandon. You know what? Brandon did the research. Let's let Brandon do the talking. Brandon, go ahead.
So good old points for, points against. Both of these were a little surprising. We scored 23 points a game, 23.2 to be exact, which was 100th in the country. I would have thought that would have been better than 100th. I wouldn't have thought there was. I would have thought there would have been way worse offensive teams. But I guess there's not.
No.
The points against this, we allowed 34 points, or 33.9 to be exact, which was 121st. Which I thought there would be way worse teams. Find out we just didn't do a very good job. But have you ever heard of SRS?
I have, but explain it for the listeners, Brandon.
Basically, it's just a advanced metric that puts a lot of things into perspective: strength of schedule, point differential, offense, defense, things like that. So despite having the 102nd record, the 100th offense, the 121st defense, we're actually the 87th best team. So take that, stat nerds. We're the 87th best team as far as advanced analytics. And this was the most surprising thing. I couldn't believe we had the 19th hardest schedule. I would have thought for sure we had top 10.
Yeah.
That was surprising. I'm guessing it's because Illinois shat to bed. Michigan State wasn't good. Maryland kind of didn't have the end of this. I'm guessing it's because some of the teams that were good in the middle of the season, when I look, because
Cincinnati.
Yeah, like all the teams that looked good about a month or two ago didn't finish great. So I'm guessing that's what submarined.
Yeah, possibly. I want to say start of the season, we had the third highest or third toughest schedule in the country or something like that. Definitely top 10. I do know it was top 10, third or seventh. Those are the two numbers that are sticking out for me. But you think about people that had, I guess, what you would consider a disappointing season. Cincinnati, Michigan State, Ohio State, in all honesty. Maryland, maybe even as a slightly disappointing season. But then, Illinois had a good season in their perspective, I guess, a surprising season. So one that may have helped the schedule about halfway through the season. And then, as you said, they kind of tanked at the end. So,
yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I think it's about right. I mean, obviously it is right. I mean, it is what it is. It's 19th. There's no arguing with it.
Right.
But I think that beginning of the year, obviously there were very high expectations for Michigan State. I think that made a huge difference in it. So, cool. That's it for stats. I would say, I think the SRS is about right too. I think that it could probably go up 5 and down 5 either direction.
Sure. Yeah. I think we're comfortably in the 80s. Like you could say we're 80, you could say we're 90, but we're somewhere in there.
Does going from 102nd to 87th get you into a bowl?
Ooh,
because I'm thinking that much of a difference might be enough to get you over the hump at Rutgers and might be enough to get you over the hump against Maryland. I don't know though. But then that would put you in a bowl. I don't know if I want this team in a bowl. With all due respect to our guys, but yeah, it would have been nice, I guess. So let's get into it. Again, as I said, we're going to do typical post-game breakdown. What went right? We'll keep it fairly light and fun. What went wrong as well. Stocks up on offense and defense, and stocks down on offense and defense, and then we'll just we'll figure it out at the end. So, what went right, Brandon? Let's keep it to 2 things if we can on each one.
Yeah. The start of the season, right? Mm-hmm. Like I can't remember. Fun. There's been a lot of seasons where, we started against Ohio State or we started against Wisconsin or,
next year. Yeah.
And it's just like, well, we saw what our team is. And, here we go. It was super fun. Holiday weekend. I got to talk a lot of smack to a lot of my friends. It was super, super fun. I'll definitely remember that game. It ended up being false hope, but I thought Connor Bazelak was absolutely ice in his veins. I thought, this defense wasn't going to let anyone score on it. And I thought we had our offense, figured out. None of that proved to be true. But what went right was the first game of the season. IU football was fun. I think that's going to be the theme of my recap is let's remember the good memories of the 2022 football season.
I am racking my brain to find something outside of those first 3 games. I'll go with what went right. I would think finally making a quarterback change. Obviously it was a little too late, as they say, and didn't cap off anyway. But let's just look at a couple things, and I hate quarterback rating as it is, but Jack Tuttle played 1 game for half of a game, right? A quarter and a half of a game, and he looked great. Was the answer.
Perfect.
And so what happens from there? Then you go Sorsby, and it all goes downhill. And then we figure out Dexter Williams might be able to provide some sort of a spark. So I would say, I guess, maybe finding the right direction in the quarterback position is what I'm going to go with what went right. And that is literally, outside of yours as well, the only things that went right for me.
Yep.
This season. Do you have anything
else? Can I don't want, you're going to virtually punch me in the face. A lot of the fans are going to virtually punch me in the face. But we fired a coach and it worked. Mm-hmm. Our offensive line got better.
Yep.
It does bring the unfortunate of what if we would have done it sooner? What if we would have done it last December instead of waiting until mid-season? But our offensive, the holes we created for running lanes, like I think the running game is what changed the most. Pass protection still had its issues, right? Obviously. But the running holes, like Shivers actually showed what happened when he had some room to run. Same with Dexter Williams, same with basically everyone. So I'm going to say what went right was Tom Allen figured out that he could fire a coach in season and good things happened. So that's what I think also went right. Because big picture, again, Tom Allen is still our coach. He needs to learn things. I hope he learned that, hey, I don't have to be loyal to my guys. I can make a change when it's necessary and results pan out.
Yes, totally agree with that. But that was not on my list. As I said, I had 2. You took 1, and yeah, we already talked about my other one. So are we ready for what went wrong?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to say yes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go first. And I'll take, do you want me to do like the depressing one or the frustrating one first?
I mean, neither one of them's a good answer.
I'll go with the frustrating one, and it's
go
just
ahead.
the freaking hex that's on this program. If you don't lose Cam Camper, the dude was sometimes the best offensive player on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
for both teams.
Right. For both teams, he's probably the best player on the field, and we lose him. Losing Cam Jones, losing Camper is huge, but losing Cam Jones, arguably who is going to be first team all Big Ten, sucks. And then the third thing was we were going to beat Purdue if Dexter Williams doesn't get injured. Mm-hmm. There's no, I mean, yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever.
No, there's literally no doubt.
There's no doubt we beat Purdue with Dexter Williams. So, and what is that? I mean, again, Dexter was in line to start, be our quarterback next season. So between Camper, Jones, and Williams, like those 3 injuries suck so bad. And every team has injuries. I just can't. And maybe it's just because I'm so close to IU. I can't think of Clifford's played there for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
The dude hasn't got injured.
Not once.
Right. I mean, you can go up and down. I know Michigan lost Corum, but they have a stable of 5-star running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I can't think
we can lose a running back. You can lose a running back. You can. And a quarterback, no.
Or your middle linebacker.
Or
right?
middle
your
linebacker,
captain,
which is the quarterback of the defense.
Your senior captain. It just, again, 4-8. Should have been 6-6. There's no reason you should lose to Maryland. No reason you should lose to Rutgers. And it's a season of what if. That's my frustrating what went wrong, because I'm convinced if those 3 guys don't go down, we're 6-6 and 7-5, which is exactly what you and I predicted. We weren't that far from 6-6, which is what I predicted. We weren't that far from 7-5, which is what you predicted. So you said you didn't want to revisit predictions. I just did because I don't think you and I were that far off. Even if we lose those guys, I don't think we're that far off. But I can't see how we don't win 6 if we have Donovan, Dexter, Cam, and Cam.
Yeah, I agree with you. And yeah, it's definitely frustrating because now I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm gonna lighten it up. And maybe lighten it up is not so much, but this was definitely a frustrating position group. I think that's what I want to talk about. I'm not going to talk individual players in case we bring them up in the next section, but the bright spot in the offseason, the one spot you could look at this team and be like, that is the part that's going to lead this entire program, was the defensive secondary. And they were awful this year. Outside of maybe a handful of plays, that were noteworthy, a couple stops, making a couple plays off the ball. Nobody killed it. Nobody stood out. Nobody was an incredible player, an incredible piece. Without them, there's no way it could have existed. The defensive secondary was supposed to be the backbone of this team, and they were a different part on the back of your body. So around the backbone. Yeah. Brandon.
Yeah, another thing for what went wrong is, and this is tough. And this is maybe a little bit too reactionary, but the historic recruiting class that we got. I mean, almost nobody outside of Desan made a real impact. Most of them are transferring.
Hold on, pump the brakes real quick before people are starting to scream at their whatever device they're listening to. Don't forget Jalen Lucas is part of that recruiting class. I know he wasn't highly ranked, but I don't want you to forget him because clearly you
can't forget him. You can't forget him.
Yeah.
And we're going to cover him in the next section for sure. But again, I mean, I had such optimism for this recruiting class. And unfortunately it looks, and I'm not really talking about their play on the field, but just so many of them are transferring. And I thought this was going to be the bold building blocks. I thought a lot of these guys were going to be in the program 4 or 5 years, and we were going to look back to this recruiting class and say this is what turned around IU football.
Well, let's look at it real quick, Brandon. Let's go through it since we're here. I won't do my second what went wrong. We'll just leave it, but let's talk about this real quick. Obviously people know the news. We didn't go over it. Deshaun McCullough in the transfer portal. So that's the number 1 overall rated recruit from this class. But let's go through some of these other ones and you tell me, and I don't know if there's been more that have jumped into the portal. I don't know. So you might be breaking news to me, but Trayvell Mullen didn't play.
No.
Second, these are all in order, by the way, according to 24/7 as far as rankings go.
But why didn't he play? Our corners had so much left to be desired.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready. I don't think his body looked ready. I do think, obviously, the skill's there. We've seen it. You've seen it on tape, but I don't think his body was ready. I think we'll see him. I do think, and if I think Ty's got 1 more year left, I think. Yeah.
No, he's already declared.
Did he declare? Okay,
yeah, he declared for the NFL
okay,
draft.
Cool. So to have him step out and have Trayvell come in, then that may see that next year. But okay, Omar Cooper, didn't see him much.
With a wide receiver group that left so much to be desired.
Exactly. But we'll talk about that group too. I mean, there's I don't want to say there's any stock downs. I don't think that there are, but I mean, how underwhelming were those transfers? I mean, Anderson Kobe, Emory Simmons, I thought had a pretty decent season.
Yeah, he did fine.
He was really good.
I mean, it was Connor that absolutely just.
Yeah, I think that's got something to do with it. Okay, let's keep it going. Dominic James
did not play in a position group that needed it.
He played a little bit, but not enough. Again, these are true freshmen. I know that we expect a lot from just throwing them out there to see. But DJ Moore, should see him, right?
Keeping him is so necessary.
Yeah. The tight ends here, we got Brady Foley, who didn't see the field, but he was a late enrollee. I think Ryan Miller might have been the one that was in first. I want to say, I don't know. But Vincent Sneed Jr. didn't see much of him on the inside. Richard Thomas is transferring, correct?
Yeah, which
Okay.
super sucks.
Yep. Again, another player that didn't see the field in an area that needed help. I mean, Sneed saw the field a little bit earlier on in the season, but I don't remember seeing Thomas out there at all. James Mons, didn't see him, but he was injured, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Philip Dunham, saw him a little bit. Carter Smith, I thought, played really well down the stretch. Cam Camper,
Third best freshman for sure.
Cam Camper, the community college transfer. Those are included as well. Ryan Miller, tight end, 6'6", 215. Didn't see him, but maybe Barner's transfer is something that's written in the weeds. Jamari Sharp, Jalen Lucas, incredible. Isaiah Jones, we saw him for a minute towards the end of the season. Brandon Sorsby, we saw him for a little bit. Bray Lynch, we'll just run through him real quick. Jamari Monet, the defensive lineman. Caden Turner, we saw him play.
That was big. Caden Turner, I think, is going to be a stud.
I think so too. Cameron Perry, he kept getting hinted at. Is he going to get in? Is he going to get in? Didn't totally see the field as much as we thought, but maybe he's somebody that could see it next year. And then Lewis Moore, the community college transfer at corner, he played a little bit as well. But then you've got the transfers from Brian Lanier, Anderson Kobe, Parker Hanna, Miles Jackson, Jared Casey, Connor, J.H. Tevis, I thought played well. Josh Henderson, obviously.
So can I amend my statement and just say transfer is not recruiting class?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Cool. We can stop. Because I thought the recruiting class obviously with the transfers, it made a huge impact.
I thought J.H. Tevis could be Winston Kramer. He was not.
No. Weston Kramer, by the way.
Weston Kramer.
No, he wasn't, but he had his moments. I didn't think he was terrible. He wasn't good enough to what we thought he was going to be, but
Parker Hanna.
Parker Hanna was, it was bad. It was really, really bad. We don't need to spend time on individual players. Let's do that now. Let's get to our stocks, Brandon. Let's go. Everybody's down. I need to just change this format. Everybody's down. Let's stay down first. Stock down offense.
Connor.
Yeah. I got to pick somebody else now. Yeah. I mean, do we need to talk about it? Do you want to go over his stats real quick?
I do not.
I want to.
Don't. Okay, go on.
He played every game outside the Michigan State game. He played in every single one of them. Whether he started or he came in and finished, he played every one except for one. He threw for 2,300 yards with a 55% completion percentage, an average of 5.4 yards per completion, along a 52 in the first game. 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He was sacked 25 times. Final quarterback rating of 106.1. Just to compare, a very, very, very small sample size, but Jack Tuttle, the only other one that really got enough. Well, Williams got 38 attempts in, but his quarterback rating doesn't count. He's a runner. So Tuttle, the only other true passing quarterback that's played, 160 quarterback rating. But again, small sample size. But again, it was not good. It was not what I expected. I know it wasn't what you were expecting. I know it was exactly what Seth was expecting. And for the first time in his life, he was right. So stock down on offense for me. I'll just slide over on the old team leaders thing here on ESPN, and I'll just do Sean Shivers. I want to blame it on the offensive line. I do.
When he had an offensive line, he did something. He showed that he couldn't create, which that's what I think that's what I was going to go with as the biggest problem. You can keep going, keep with your thought. You're fine. He was just a straight line runner. That's all he is. He can't move side to side. When he runs east-west, he isn't turning any quarter or breaking any tackles. He was just a north-south runner that needed a lane, and when there was no lanes, it was negative or no yards.
See, that's one of the things I want to do. And I know you hate position coaches, but having a running backs coach there, maybe he doesn't start. I mean, Josh Henderson was clearly the better running back. Hands down. Let's look at his stuff real quick. He had 90 carries to Shivers 143. 4.4 to 4.1. But you tell me when you felt when he was out there compared to Shivers, which one did you feel better about?
Oh, Henderson all day.
Yeah. And so, it's Shivers had a huge end of the year, and props to him for coming. Thank you very much, Sean, for your service, all that stuff. It just disappointed. I was disappointed. I expected a lot more. Now, again,
So do you know this? Do you know the rushing attempt breakdown?
143.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it right in front of me. But yeah, I do think it's funny that Dexter Williams, who's started 2 games, has played a total of 2 games, has 40 rushing attempts. Jalen Lucas has 49 rushing attempts.
There's no reason why Sean Shivers should have 60% more rushing attempts. None.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah. Well, they figured it out. Again,
Henderson,
too little, too late.
4.4 average yards per rush. Sean Shivers, 4.1.
Mm-hmm.
And he really only has that because he had the 75-yard run at Michigan
He's had
State.
a couple. Yeah, he had a couple.
Receiving, Henderson, 24 catches, 11.4 yards a catch. Despite having 51 less touches, Josh Henderson had more touchdowns and only 48 less yards from scrimmage.
That's crazy.
That's coaching malpractice.
Yeah.
Coaching malpractice.
And as I've preached on here before, again, not knowing, I don't think anybody can know what Tom Allen thinks besides Tom Allen, but I'm assuming Tom Allen puts a lot of his eggs into his position coach's baskets. So they especially on the offense, mainly on the offense, he just says, you know what? I'm a defense guy. You do all your offense stuff. I'm going to trust in you. I think that's what happened. And then maybe, and I'm a CTA apologist. Maybe he whipped it out, Brandon, at the end of the year and said, no more. No. I'm making decisions. Jalen's playing. Josh is playing. We're going to get the offensive line fixed. We're going to do all this stuff. So I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter. We'll keep it going. Stock down defense.
There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Big Play J.
Oh, okay.
Could go Cio.
Good.
You could go Brian Fitzgerald. Though his last 2 or 3 games were impressive.
The second leading tackler on the team.
But he was atrocious against Nebraska. Atrocious against Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was forced to play, maybe he should have been linebacker the whole
Should have
time.
been a linebacker.
But I mean, you could take a lot of guys in the secondary, actually, and a lot of guys from the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick Big Play J because his name no longer applies. He hasn't made a big play in 2 seasons. So I'm gonna go him. But Jay, if you're listening, you actually get a tie with probably 6 of your teammates.
And Jay, if you're listening, you did make an interception last year at Penn State. So it's been a little bit less than 2 years since you don't deserve your name. But
and also, again, for people that are saying this is stock down, we're not saying he's a bad player.
No.
Jay, if you're listening, your stock in the 2020 season was it was on the top 10 list. I don't do stocks.
Yeah.
But you were literally a gold stock, after the bowl game in 2020. Right? So it's just stock down. That's all it is. You've explained this a million times.
Yes. We don't hate these players. Well, Brandon, I don't know so much with Brian Fitzgerald, but yeah. So either way, so the only thing really, Jalen Williams, he's second on the team in passes defended. He did have 0 interceptions and a fumble recovery, really outside of 40 total tackles, but 29 solo. Just to look at Taiwan, he had 8 passes defended. He had 2 of those were intercepted, and also forced a fumble, and he was 4th on the team total tackles. So, I mean, it's just not comparable. So, mine is one of the few secondary people that you didn't name by name, and it's Monster Matthews.
Oh, how did I forget him?
Yeah.
He let his frustration, which you get with Monster, right? He's an emotional guy.
I love him.
He's the guy that's knocked out a few of Tom Allen's teeth, right? And you could just tell a lot of his plays, he was just trying to do too much. He got out of position. He gambled. He was clearly in his own head. He had 2 or 3 personal foul penalties that were
He had
mostly
a huge one against Maryland, massive against Maryland. I remember,
just all unnecessary, and that's why I didn't mention him, because you could never fault. Not saying you could fault the other guys I'm talking about, but like Monster was just literally all he wanted to do was win and make a big play, and unfortunately for him, it was at a detriment. A serious detriment in the worst time.
Yeah. I do think he had some bad coverage issues on the back end. I think a lot of what Jordan Palmer did too. Was that his name? Jordan Palmer?
For Nebraska?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's Palmer.
Palmer's last name. Whatever. Yeah. Everything Palmer did to IU was it looked as almost
Jordan Palmer is the guy for the Chargers.
Jordan, that's right.
Palmer. But yeah, everyone knows who you're talking about.
Yeah, for Nebraska. Yeah, he got ate up in that game. Pretty bad. So, and then again, like not only I'm cool with it with an unsportsmanlike every now and then, as long as it's like an emotional thing, not something like crazy stupid. But those were some costly penalties in major big time times during the game. I mean, the Maryland one, still I don't understand it. It was so late, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Monster. Let's cheer everybody up before we move on to Brando's Randos, but let's do stock up offense. We have rambled a little bit, so let's not spend a ton of time here, but let's stock up offense, and then we'll keep it moving here with defense.
I mean, the obvious answer is Dasan, but I'm going to go Aaron Casey here. I didn't expect him to lead our team in tackles. I didn't expect him to get double-digit tackles for losses. I didn't expect him to have to be the senior leader when Cam Jones went down. So give it to the Canadian. He was a stud. I think he played outside of what his talent is. So props to you, Aaron. I didn't have you at where you landed, and I couldn't be more happy to be wrong. So Aaron Casey, stock up on the defense for me.
Yeah, good pick. I'm gonna go with Bradley Jennings Jr.
Okay, not where I thought you were gonna go with that.
I didn't have. You thought I was going Fitz?
No, I thought you were going Matt Holt.
Oh, I would have gone Holt. No, I'm not a big Holt guy. Not a big Matt Holt guy. Yeah, another guy I would have thrown a shout out to was Jonathan Haynes.
Yeah,
I thought was pretty good at the end of the year. But my thing with Bradley Jennings Jr. is I had zero. I know some people had high expectations. I had zero expectations. I also didn't think that, based off some of the tape that I had seen of him, he looked as athletic as he was in person. And to see the way that he played as a backup linebacker, finishing 5th on the team with tackles, it's 3rd on the team in passes defended. I thought he did a great job in coverage. I thought he was always around the ball whenever he was on the field. So I was a big Bradley Jennings Jr. fan.
What about Patrick Lewis? He came on big. What about Alfred Bryant?
Alfred Bryant had a good one. Yep, he had a good season. Trying to think of anybody who came on maybe
4
a little bit late. As I said,
sacks.
Jonathan Haynes, I thought again was good. Yeah, Alfred Bryant had 4 sacks, right?
Led the team.
Yep, tied with Dasan. It just makes me sick to think about. But I thought Noah had a decent year. Wish he could have had some picks thrown in there, but forced 3 fumbles. Noah Pierre led the team in that as well, and also recovered 1. So I think he was tied for the team lead with 3 sacks as well. And then you've got Cam Jones. We talked about him, but I mean, did we really expect Cam Jones to be this big? I mean, not hiding, but was stuck behind Micah's shadow for the first 3 years. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good, but there was too much of the bad on defense for me.
121st country.
All right, real quick, stock up offense. Who you got?
It's Jalen.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been Cam Camper had he not unfortunately got hurt. He's an absolute stud. But yeah, I mean, the answer is Jalen. I have a sad stat.
Uh-oh. Before or after?
This isn't player. This just says the injuries that got riddled, right? How many offensive players played in all 12 games? Skill positions, stat positions.
How many
Not
played in
many.
all the games?
Yeah.
3?
5.
5? Okay.
Just shows that, man, it's just hurt.
Yeah.
It was the
Barner was out for a bit.
It was the 3 running backs, right?
Mm.
And then Emery Simmons and Anderson Covey. That's it.
Those are the two that I had. And then for some reason I thought both Shivers and Henderson may have missed some time.
No. So all 3 running backs and those 2 wide receivers. I mean, the wide receiving core was disappointing, but it was also beat up. Like everyone was hurt. Camper, Matthews, Holt Bennett, Swinton, all of them were hurt. Cursed team, man.
Crazy.
Sucks.
All right. I'm gonna go with our boy Josh Henderson. We spent a lot of time talking about his stats when we gave the stock down on Shivers, but again, same thing as Bradley Jennings. I know this is gonna sound weird. Didn't see this coming. Didn't think much of him coming out of North Carolina. Didn't think a whole lot of his stats and some of the things that I had seen and read. And read nothing but good things about him as a human, but that doesn't necessarily translate to stats on a football field. So to see him, holy cow, that was a big refresher. Did he lead the team in receiving touchdowns? He did. He led the team as a running back in receiving touchdowns with 4, AJ Barner at 3, and then all the wide receivers kind of after that scattered throughout. But Josh Henderson, that's my shout. Stock up. Hope we get another one of him. That'd be great.
Should be RB1 because Shivers
declared.
Yeah.
But I think he's done anyway. I think he's past his. I think he was a one and done. I think. So either way, that's good. I mean, we can shout out some people. Obviously, Emery Simmons. I really love Emery Simmons. I thought he had a really good end of the year. I thought Anderson Covey kind of came on as the year went on.
There's going to be Anderson Covey's going to have to do something for me to forgive him for that Maryland game. And I'm not mad. We would have only been 5-7.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But
maybe that changes the Rutgers result. I don't know. I thought Steinfeld came on well. I thought some of I call them our own receivers, Swinton, who's transferring.
Sales came on strong.
Yeah, Josh Sales was good. As we said, Carter Smith on the offensive line. I thought Haggard put together kind of a sneaky, decent final year.
I mean, he's one of those guys that'll get the NFL camp invite.
Yeah,
he'll play NFL preseason football.
Yeah, it's very possible. I thought Carpenter was good towards the end of the year as well.
I mean, Carpenter, a light switched when a certain thing happened.
Mm-hmm. It took a game and a bye week, but it definitely made a big difference. So, okay, let's do it. Let's move on. I said I wasn't going to sit here and spend a ton of time on it, but we won't. And so we'll just fly through it. Just like you guys need to fly over to Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop their gear from shirts to hoodies to koozies. As a thank you to our listeners, they're offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout. That's LEO10. Now, back to the show. Brando, what is going on with your randos there, bud?
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So really, I think you and I kind of had 3 big moments in this year. And I'm curious, what was your favorite? Was it tailgating again, playing Flip Cup, having your kids at the game? Was it having the guide trip where we drank and just enjoyed kind of no kids, no wife, just relaxation, hanging out, tailgating? Or did you have the most fun with all the kids at your house when Crazy Man, aka me, came to visit? What was your favorite LEO non-podcast moment of the 2022 football season? I know which one was mine, and it's easy.
Mine was going to be probably back to tailgating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one when Sasha came. Were you talking about the one when Sasha came and your wife came and your kids came?
Yeah.
That was a great tailgate. The weather was a little cold in the beginning, but then it got nice out, and like none of us really had to wear jackets or gloves. The kids did all right until about midway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a really fun.
Or I don't know. Let's see what you got. What do you got?
I loved my son and your two sons playing, crushing pizza, crushing wings, in your basement. Bragg just bought an awesome new house because him and his wife are both insanely successful. And they have this absolute baller basement, almost movie theater-ish, with like a kid's play everything. I mean, I don't know what the size of that room is, a lot by a lot. So I think we're going to have a lot of good times in that basement.
Yeah, no, that's where I was going to go. I think every time you came over, we lost. So yes. I did get to have at least experience, a couple home wins. So that's the one I wanted to choose. But
yeah.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's next?
So we haven't talked about it. Seth isn't on here. He can't stop us. Yes. It's Purdue time.
Yes.
What is worse? Knowing that your program is nothing but a stepping stone, or knowing that you are second place to Louisville? The absolutely forgotten child of the ACC. I have tons of friends that went to North Carolina, went to Pitt, went to Syracuse, went to Florida State. Nobody remembers Louisville exists.
Do you want to know a school I just discovered exists? Because I bet on them because they were playing Notre Dame in basketball. Not that I discovered that they existed, but like I totally don't you forget about Boston College?
They could be D2 for all I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they have no idea.
That is an ACC school, Boston College. But okay, so the stepping stone thing, I don't think he was just ever committed. I think he always wanted to coach at Louisville. I know the opportunity had come up a couple years ago, maybe after his first year, second year. And that there were some real big things getting thrown around there, but maybe he sees something different in the team now where it makes sense for him to move. I don't think Purdue's attractive without that quarterback. And now you definitely lose you have no wide receivers, I'm assuming. I don't know their roster that well, but I think Sheffield's got to be gone.
Yep. Chucky's gone.
Yeah. Chuck Jones is gone. AOC's gone. You've got the running back, the walk-on running back.
He might go with Braum to Louisville.
Oh, really?
That's the word. Mockabee.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna lose. Yeah, Crazy Legs. And of course, guess who we play next year? Louisville. But
a lot of their recruits. Did you see what happened on Twitter today?
No. Did they all decommit?
They're running.
Are they?
Running. Brady Allen probably going to Louisville.
Really? They're all going to follow him. They're not just going to reopen?
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I try to stay away from their Twitter and that kind of stuff. I haven't paid attention. I get nervous.
For me, it's being worse in Louisville, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to be a college town, supposed to be this agricultural school, and you just lost to a forgotten ACC school.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, okay.
Kentucky. Kentucky.
Yeah, true. Is the next question going to be about their coach? But I want to go more on because like there's a lot of programs that are stepping stone programs, right? Like I grew up as a Pitt fan. Pitt's a stepping stone program. Everyone uses Pitt
No one ever wants their last job ever to be
Also an ACC school.
also an
just
ACC
piece that
school,
together.
right? So like there are a lot of stepping stone programs. So I don't think the stepping stone thing is a big deal. That's just a reality of football, right? If you're a rising coach, it just is what it is. It's losing to Louisville. Like Purdue has to live with the fact that Louisville is a more attractive place than them.
How far
For their-
down the ACC do you have to go before you're not before you are offended that your coach left for this school? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Here
Yeah, we
go.
have
Here we
to
go.
pull it up. You
Here
got
we
it?
go. Let me think. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. Okay, let's start with this. Let's use Pitt. Okay.
Yes.
Are you offended if your coach leaves for this school? Yes or no? If you're a Purdue fan.
No.
Pitt.
I think Pitt, I mean, with
If
Tony
you left
Dorsett and Larry
Purdue-
Fitzgerald and
Okay.
all, I mean, they're a great program, but
Okay.
I'm biased, obviously.
So Pitt. Okay. So you
No.
say no.
I say no.
Syracuse.
Yes.
You're offended with
Yes.
Syracuse, who beat Purdue this year, by the
As
way.
a football program, undoubtedly.
Okay. Okay. So that
Undoubtedly.
let's throw out some more Boston College. A lot of history.
Yes.
Okay. Wake Forest.
Yes.
Okay. Virginia.
No.
Okay. Okay, because that is a bad team right now. That is a bad team. I'm pretty sure. I if I remember their record right, they're not very good. How about
Virginia 3
Virginia
and 7.
Tech is a step up, I think. Is it?
Virginia Tech's a step up. Yeah.
Okay.
Enter Sadman is awesome.
I mean, yeah, that's all I can think about is their stadium.
NC State's a step.
NC
Equal.
State
Equal.
is one. Yeah. that's a
NC State
tricky
is
one.
equal to Purdue. I think
Duke
NC
is a
State
step down, right?
football for sure. For
But
sure.
North Carolina would be a step up.
Correct. Yes.
I think I think that's a lateral move. The only
I
reason
think
they're
North Carolina. That's close.
they've got Mac Brown. That's it. That's the only reason that they're relevant.
Purdue will never get a coach that's Mac Brown's stature. They won't.
Okay.
Mac Brown would never coach at Purdue.
Would he coach IU?
Ever. No. Mm-mm. No, he
But
wouldn't.
why did he go to North Carolina?
It's a
Is he
prestigious.
from there?
No.
Is he
I don't
from
think
Texas,
so.
Probably. I'll look that up. You keep
No,
doing
so
it.
I mean that's my bigger thing is again to kind of bring the question full circle. Stepping stone, whatever. You have to live with it in college athletics. But being
He's
worse
for
than
Tennessee.
being worse than Louisville.
Hmm.
And I get it. He's Louisville royalty. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I think it now fully in that any coach would leave for.
Their facilities are nice, bro.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot
I don't
of
know
money.
about their other facility. I know about
And they don't have a
the
pro team,
stadium.
so all the money gets poured
Yeah.
into Louisville.
That stadium, I drove by it 2 weeks ago.
That's massive.
It blows Ross-Ade out of the water.
Blows
And
a lot of-
I kind of like the architecture of Ross-Ade, so I don't want to hate on it too much, but
I'd hope so. They got to be good at something.
it's dude, I mean it poops on Ross-Ade. So
Yeah.
there could be that. Okay, let's keep moving.
So let's move to Jeff Brom. Do you think he's actually a good coach?
No, I've said this. Well, I have said it before that he's a good coach. I've said that. I just reacted too quick. I wanted to say no because Seth isn't here to back anything up. So,
I hope Seth listens to this on his flight tomorrow and it just ruins his trip.
he's not a good recruiter, right?
No.
I do think he's a good coach, though.
I think he's a great coordinator.
Okay.
I think he's an offensive genius. I don't think he commands the sidelines. I don't think he's good X's and O's. Like in game, right? Tom Allen's not. I think Jeff Brom is equal to Tom Allen. Does that make sense? Like Tom Allen is a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Jeff Brom, phenomenal offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I think they both leave a lot to be desired as a head coach. I would take Tom Allen over Jeff Brom simply because of the leadership capability. Now, is it wearing thin? It's wearing thin. I think that's a topic probably for another podcast since we're about an hour in already. But I do think coaching hierarchy, Tom Allen, Jeff Brom, pretty neck and neck. And I don't know if that's a compliment to either.
Yeah.
I think they're both great coordinators, though, because I think one offensive genius, one defensive genius.
I think that's what I was going to say. That's why I pointed at the screen when you started saying that, because I was going to ask you, do you think he does the same thing that I think Tom Allen does when it comes to defense? Do you think that he's like, you're talking defense to me? You just coach your stuff. I'll leave you alone with that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's in it, and you pointed it out, so that's fine. Cool.
Yep. That's all I got. Those are a Purdue centered Brandos Randos, but I think next week is going to be kind of IU big picture before we do recruiting the week after that. So
yep.
After this podcast, no more Purdue talk out of me, but I had to rip them. Right, we had to. They would do it to us. They would do it to us.
One more question.
Okay.
Can they hire a name that scares you?
No, they won't.
Okay.
They can't.
Does Kevin someone scare you?
No.
Does whoever this English character is
No.
he on? Okay.
No.
And then what about
Bill O'Brien's the only guy that does, and he won't come here.
Yeah, I don't see him going to Purdue.
Nope.
Maybe though, if they get their money right, but I don't know if they've got it, do they?
No, they'll be smart to hire another Western Kentucky coach. They should hire Todd Helton out of Western Kentucky.
Yeah, probably.
That would be, in my mind, out of all the names I heard, that would be the best hire.
Is he's a candidate?
So I heard.
Okay.
So I read.
So you read.
Yeah. But all the other names?
Yeah. Someone scares me a little bit. But that's it. That's it though. I don't think they can touch Urban or O'Brien or anything like that. So cool. Well, that's it. That's enough Purdue. We will wrap this puppy up now. It's been a fun one, I think. Totally unprepared, if you guys couldn't tell.
We kept it light and we kept it dark. You know, it was a mixture. It was a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
It'll get you through your Friday commute. As they used to say on the radio, those things we used to listen to back in the day in our parents' cars. But cool. Yep, that's it. So be sure to check out our podcast. It's on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. Right now, it's a bunch of retweets, I think. Seth tweeting a bunch of stuff. No.
Pretty quiet.
Be sure to download, follow, rate, review on all of our platforms. We'll talk to you guys next week.
LEO.
LEO.
You said Boilermakers.
He said it though, doesn't matter.
Leo.
Awesome day. Leo.
Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Leo.
All right, great. Leo. Appreciate you guys. Leo.
You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Leo.
Have a great day. Leo. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Leo.
Oh, thank you so much. Leo.
Well, thanks so much, Leo. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Leo. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Leo. Awesome. Leo.